TLO, what's poppin'? We are on Twitch. We are not live, but you can leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification bells. Let's continue to grow the family from Chicago to the UK. Don't forget, we are partnered with the Blueprint Mastermind, man. This is the most recent roundtable. The link is down in the description if you want to go down there and subscribe and whatnot, or leave a like and comment. Yeah. And don't forget, we do got the Patreon. We watching stuff daily on there. What are we watching today? Only Fools and Horses. Yes. Let's get into this, man. Rose Kemp Extreme World, Karachi. Just in case. Yeah. Let's get into it.
Pakistan. Since 9/11, this country has been accused of being a threat to global security, of harboring Osama bin Laden, and providing a base for the Taliban. But this country has been fighting its own war on terror. In the last 10 years, more than 35,000 Pakistanis have been killed. I'm in Karachi, the economic hub of Pakistan. It's a city which has become a battleground for terrorist groups, armed political militias, and criminal organizations. Last year, just under 2,000 people were killed here. It's only early April, and already 300 people have lost their lives. The police are on the front line, trying to keep peace in this city. They never know what to expect. Torture, suicide bombings, kidnapping and murder. This is the daily battle for Karachi, a city that mirrors the fragile state of this young country. No one knows who to trust here, from the police, the politicians, and the private militias. Many have blood on their hands. I'm about to discover how tenuous life is in this city.
That was an injured person. They were not deceased.
This is my first time in Karachi. A city of 18 million. It's a melting pot of ethnic groups, from Sindhis to Mujahideen. It's a melting pot of ethnic groups, from Sindhis to Mujahirs, from Pashtuns to Balochis. At first glance, it all seems friendly enough. But appearances can be deceptive. Every day, at least 5 people are murdered on these streets. It's believed that even more are kidnapped, and most of them are children.
Oh man, shout out to the first responders in the live premiere, man. Salute to y'all, man. Y'all been going crazy on all the videos, man. Let's try to get 100 likes on this, man. Just 100. That's easy. I'm underachieving today.
The police here have an impossible task. There is just one officer for every 2,000 people.
What? One officer for every 2,000 people? You could expect the crime rate to be high at that with that little stat right there. Like, you just expect the people to police themselves at that point.
I'm on the ground with a specialist unit called the Anti-Violent Crime Cell.
They want the car to come, they've got the guys. Let's go.
They target Karachi's most wanted.
This person who is getting extraction money.
This is the man here, yeah, down there, yeah. Come. Come on, go. That was very short, sharp and sweet. And you could tell, actually, the police were quite agitated. They didn't want to hang around.
Tonight's objective is to capture 2 suspected kidnappers hiding in the outskirts of the city in an area known to have Taliban insurgents.
The 2 men are believed to have taken a young child some 3 or 4 months ago. They've already received some money, but the police believe that they've actually killed the child and they're still asking for more money. They've used mobile phones to triangulate the location of the kidnappers, and we're on our way now to arrest them.
Like a real life first 48.
Inspector Nadeem's plan is to catch the kidnappers off guard by approaching them. Nadeem's plan.
Bro just out here chilling, like, he ain't got no bulletproof vest or nothing.
Is to catch the kidnappers off guard by approaching them on foot.
It's very riskful action. You should be careful. Follow me.
Give Rose a pipe.
Just loaded their weapons, so they might be expecting a bit of trouble. Kidnappings on the rise here. There were over 100 kidnappings in Karachi last year. Sometimes it's criminal gangs, but it's also the Taliban behind some of the kidnappings. The money that they make from those kidnappings, they obviously use to fund their campaign in Afghanistan. There are 2 people up ahead, we can see them. One of the guys going off to the left now. He's telling people to spread out, so we'll stay behind the main man.
Wasn't the element of surprise the point? We just gonna blow the pipe like that? Like, I don't understand.
All right, okay, let's just see,
Oh, okay.
कहाँ है? हेलो, लड़का कहाँ है? हाँ? कहाँ है? हाँ? बता कहाँ है? बता क्या नहीं बताएगा? इसको ले चलो गाड़ी में उठाओ गाड़ी में चलो पकड़ो इसको पुलिस
In the confusion, 2 men are spotted running away. It's anyone's guess if they're members of the gang. But before we get a chance to find out, they escape into the night.
They've apprehended 2 guys who they tell us are the kidnappers. They actually even gave me a magazine of the weapon that apparently one of the kidnappers was carrying.
We head back to police headquarters so the prisoners can be interrogated.
Interrogated, huh? But nah, I feel it.
बच्चा कहाँ है तुम बताओ हकीकत
उसने मुझे फंसाया था
किसने
वो 2 लोग भाग गए
और बच्चा कहाँ है
बच्चा उनके साथ
कहाँ रखा हुआ था वहाँ और ना वहीं
The 2 captured men are claiming that the 2 who escaped were the leaders of the gang.
ये बता रहे हैं कि इनको वहाँ से खड़ा रखते थे कि निगरानी करने के लिए और अब ये है कि वो लोग वहाँ से मतलब एस्केप हो गए बच्चा भी साथ ले गए उस साइड पे वो उस इलाके में सिर्फ यही काम होता है कि बच्चे अगवा होते हैं मुख्तलिफ इलाकों से वहाँ रखा है पहाड़ी इलाका है ना
The chances of these men going to prison is slim. The vast majority of all convictions in Karachi end with a not guilty verdict because of bureaucracy, corruption and bribery. The police are faced.
That's sad, man. At some point, you gotta realize, like, children are at stake. You feel me? Like, bribery is not even a
overwhelming odds.
You have to realise in this city that all the police units here are underfunded, they're understaffed, and they're underpaid. But it mustn't be forgotten that these men risk their lives on a daily basis, and they're certainly not lacking in the will to go out and apprehend criminals.
Yeah, but they're lacking in the proper training. They let the main two people get away. You gotta surround them silently. They ran in, guns a-blazing, you feel me?
But no matter how brave they are, there is one part of Karachi where even they fear to tread. A place they can't enter without a fight. It's called Liari, and that's where I'm going next.
Man, we could have figured that out, Rose. You leave no part of wherever you at unturned. You be in the most dangerous area.
Karachi is one of the most violent cities I've ever visited. Every day, an undermanned police
That says a lot.
force attempts to prevent extortion, kidnapping, and murder.
If you needed any proof just how hard it is to police this city, I'm standing next to a memorial to the fallen. Last year, 53 police officers were killed here, and already only 3 months into the year, 28 have already been killed in the line of duty.
With the risks so high and the pay so low, I have to question why anyone would join the police force. Especially...
Good question at this point. Like, you really gotta want to see some change or be a part of a change, or you just really taking advantage of corruption at that point. If the pay is low, go in there and use your, you know what I'm saying, badge as collateral. And these are not facts, I'm just allegedly.
That last year saw the worst fighting in Karachi for 20 years. Residents here live in fear of being bombed, gunned down, and even tortured. The evidence lies in the city morgue.
Now, I think this morgue can take up to 250 odd people.
Oh, okay, they wrapped up.
To be honest, it's quite difficult to tell how people died here, but
I'm gonna go ahead and do this because y'all already know I'm on YouTube probation, so not gonna happen.
we've been told
Just
that the
showing
majority
multiple bodies.
of the people that come to this particular morgue are often the victims of violence. And there are a number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The reason that their faces are open, you can see them.
That's
is
blurred
because
out,
they're
man.
unclaimed. And they'll remain here for 3 days. And if they're not claimed in that time, then they'll be taken to the burial site. 7,000. This is the 74,796th body.
Yes. Got this.
So take a picture of the body,
Yeah.
and it's numbered.
Yes, this show number.
And so, even
How
if
long
they're
we gonna be in the
claiming 3 days,
morgue?
They can go to the grave, and they know that
Damn.
that's where their loved one was buried.
Yes.
Understood.
Karachi's unclaimed dead are collected from the streets by a remarkable organisation called the Edie Foundation. They are the world's biggest voluntary ambulance service and are responsible for saving tens of thousands of lives. However, even they are not immune to the violence. Paramedics such as David Gumby regularly get caught in the crossfire.
I'm good. I'm not volunteering for this type of work, especially if you know what? Like, I've come to realize while watching a lot of these things that I am not a hero. What do you, like, I am not, only for my daughter and for direct family. Other than that, I'm not putting my life on the line. I be watching this stuff like, wouldn't do it.
वो हमें रोकते हैं, हमारे तशद्दुद भी करते हैं, मारते भी हैं, गाड़ियों के शीशे भी क्रैश करते हैं, सायरन है उसको तोड़ते हैं और बाज़ दफ़ा हम लोग को गाड़ियाँ भी जला देते हैं.
Maybe when I was younger, maybe, but like now that I done been through some stuff, like I've been in the line of fire in Chicago, so it's like, I'm good. You know what I'm
What's the
saying?
most dangerous place that you go to?
लेकिन ज़्यादातर लियारी.
And why is that specifically a very dangerous place to go?
लियारी इसीलिए ख़तरनाक लगता है कि आजकल जैसे मतलब वो गैंग वार हैं, लूट मार है, और बत्ताखोरी है, किडनैपिंग है.
Can you give me some examples of the kind of injuries that you come across when you go into somewhere like Liari?
ज़्यादातर वो जो हम ज़ख्मी उठाते हैं वो गन शॉट, जैसे बोल दें कि खंजरों के वार से भी ज़ख्मी करके उसको जो है ना बोरी के अंदर डाल के फेंक दिया जाता. काफ़ी दिन तक उसको बांध के रखा, संगलियों के साथ मारा उसको, उसका मुंह सूजा हुआ है, उसकी पसलियाँ तोड़ी हुई हैं, उसका सर फटा हुआ है, या किसी और तशद्दुद से वो मरी है. आदमी सुबह घर से निकलता है, शाम को ये पता नहीं होता खुद भी वो घर वापस जाएगा या नहीं जाएगा.
Do you have emotional problems because of what you've seen?
हम लोग कभी इसको जो है ना मतलब नहीं भूलते. रात में को जाकर भी
PTSD type.
बिस्तर के ऊपर कभी कभी ऐसा खौफ जैसा तारी हो जाता है अपने आप के ऊपर कि बस खौफ से एकदम घबरा कर उड़ जाता है कि ऐसी बॉडी कभी देख.
Hey, this is completely off subject, but last night, for some reason, I don't really dream, but I had a dream last night that I was like a vampire slayer or something. Like I was in like a vampire movie. Like it was so, like I even woke up to use the bathroom, went back to sleep, and resumed the dream. Like what? Like what up? That's what happened when you drink McDonald's sweet tea before you go to bed.
देखिएगा तो
Liddy the Vampire Slayer. TLO the Vampire Slayer. That's crazy.
हम लोग भी इंसान हैं. इंसान इंसान की बॉडी उठा रहा है, इंसान इंसान को मार रहा है, इंसान इंसान को काट रहा है. ये कहाँ का जुल्म है, कहाँ का इंसाफ है.
A staggering 150,000 unclaimed bodies have been laid to rest by the Edie Foundation. This is their third cemetery. The other two are full.
Those people.
They just like dig irrigation ditches and just ain't even deep.
That are buried here, that they had beliefs. And that, unfortunately, is the reason that many people are killed here. Because of their ethnicity, because of their religion, because of their politics. And there are probably lots of people lying next to each other for the rest of eternity that would never have had anything to do with that person in real life, and now they're lying next to them. You know, look out across the hundreds and hundreds of graves I can see here. All that's left, a testament to them and their time on the planet, is a piece of wood with a date and a number on it. You know, they may have come into this world with a name, but they're leaving it as a number.
Think about it. We come in with as a number as well, at least in America, Social Security number. Come in, get assigned a number before we even get assigned a name. Sometimes that's the first thing when I have my child. First thing they make you do is file for that Social Security number. Crazy. Like, in all seriousness, like, if somehow there's ever a zombie apocalypse, like, there's certain places I don't want to go. Like, and I'm being like, I don't know why my head is right here, and it's, like I'm being serious, like, but this is not a place I'd want to be in that type of situation. All them bodies.
Karachi's neighborhoods are divided along ethnic and political lines. Flags and graffiti stake out the boundaries of the three main political parties. The Pakistan's People Party, the PPP, is the party of the Sindhis and the Balochis. The Awami Party, the AMP, represents the Pashtuns.
Kai Sanat and them.
And the Muttahida Qawmi movement, MQM, are predominantly Urdu, refugees from the 1947 partition. They all want a piece of this city, but there's one neighborhood that's fought over more than any other.
I feel like Carl Pilkington was here.
That place is Liari.
This is a Karachi Tribune, and if you look at this map, this is the map of the whole of the city, and it shows crime incidents that happened in 1 week. They say that 61 people were killed. Now, that also includes people killed in traffic accidents and domestic violence. So a woman was axed to death after an argument with her husband over who their children were going to marry. But also here, woman shot. She was caught in the crossfire, who their violence. So a woman was axed. It also includes people killed in traffic accidents. City, and this is a
Wait a minute.
This is a Karachi Tribune, and
So this is like the Citizens app.
if you look at this map, this is the map of the whole of the city, and it shows crime incidents that happened in 1 week. They say that 61 people were killed. Now, that also includes people killed in traffic accidents and domestic violence. So a woman was axed to death after an argument with her husband
That's crazy.
over who their children were going to marry.
That's wild.
But also here, woman shot. She was caught in the crossfire between gangs. Youth shot dead on Sunday night, target shooting. The dots are all over here, but the main shootings happens in this region here. And that area
Karachi.
is Liari. And MQM, the party that controls most of this city, has no foothold there, and it wants one. The person stopping that is the Don of Liari, Uzair Baloch. Uzair Baloch himself is wanted for over 25 murders.
Getting into Liari isn't going to be easy. It's even a no-go zone for the police. So I've met up with Sabine Agar, one of Pakistan's leading journalists who has contacts with the criminal underworld in Liari.
Over there, if you could see the floodlights, I mean, there's this
Yeah.
stadium. That particular area in south is Liari. It has always been accused of being a very tough area because of the gangland violence. There are a lot of gangsters, and that area is dominated by the ruling party, Pakistan People's Party.
That famously is the
Political gangsters.
party of the Bhuttos, yeah? One of
It is.
the most famous political families in the whole of the history of Pakistan.
Yes.
Yeah. So the port's
there.
just there, isn't it?
That's
You can
the
see
port
it.
area.
Yeah. In a way, Karachi is so important because not only is it the main port of Pakistan, it's the main port to Afghanistan and other countries that are landlocked in this region.
Yes.
So who would you say who controls Karachi controls Pakistan?
I would absolutely, who controls Karachi controls Pakistan.
With so many countries reliant on the port of Karachi, it's clear to see how important Liari is.
That's why it's so hemmed up like that. It's always a reason like that. It's the main port for the whole country. It's like a no-go zone. You know what I'm
Position
saying?
next to the
Gotta
port,
get it.
it's the PPP's main foothold in the city. But both the AMP and the MQM would like to have influence there.
It's basically a battle to own Karachi. It's a tough war.
But not all criminality can be related back to politics, can it?
Now it is. The different parties, they actually look towards the criminal gangs that are operating inside the city.
And is that widely acknowledged, that political parties are in league with criminal gangs?
It is.
I just said it.
It is. A lot of violence that is taking place on the political level is on the lower tiers of those political parties. As sometimes the heads of those parties don't even know that, there is the settlement of score taking place. And that settlement of score, when that starts taking place in the city, that is what spirals the
escalates.
violence.
So what we're saying is the lower end of political parties, they will use criminal gangs to take out hits on opponents, and then there are tit-for-tat killings.
There's tit-for-tat killing, yes.
We've been granted access to Liari, and Sabine has even managed to get us a meeting with the Don himself. But even with his blessing, it's important to keep a low profile. Kidnapping here is big business.
That's one of the,
Kidnapping
is one of those crimes I always cringe when I hear it. It's like, yo, it's messed up. To even have the mindset to kidnap somebody is like crazy.
Stick out like a sore thumb.
Here. Yeah, we don't think we do, but everyone's looking at us, and I can see people clocking us now. Someone's just looked at me, and he's just written us down and then started printing his number. I just saw him do it right now.
Just a week ago, there was a firefight between locals and the police. They want Uzair Baloch out of Liari. But he has his own private militia, and the police failed to break through their lines.
It's very difficult for sometimes armored personnel carriers to get inside this area, because what these gangsters do is that they use the residents, particularly women and children, as human shield. So they resist the entry of police or law enforcement.
So they'll put children and women in front of those APCs, yeah?
Yes, yes.
We pull in at a pre-arranged location.
If you could see the picture, that's Uzair Baloch.
So now you've made contact with his men, as it were, yeah?
I have, and they're asking us, don't move from here, just stay there, because we're going to send our people there, and we're going to escort us to the police.
And if we tried to go in there without an escort, what would happen?
We cannot even move from here. There are small alleys here. The people might have trenches there.
When you say trenches, what you're talking about is a fortified position so they can fight against the police when they come here. And they will use RPGs. They used RPGs.
They use RPGs. They've got all sorts of sophisticated weapons.
And they know how to use them.
Better than the law enforcement agencies.
Better than the police. They're better trained in using those weapons than the law enforcement agencies. So, right.
This is like Call of Duty. Call of Duty Civil War.
However, this doesn't deter the police from carrying out undercover surveillance on the streets of Liari. So before we can move, Uzair's men have to sweep the area to check that we won't be followed and targeted.
I gotta salute Rose every time I watch this man. He be putting himself. They kept the whole crew be going crazy with this, man. I want to watch that other guy that y'all like, Louis Thorax. I gotta figure out how.
Oh, that's the guy. That's awesome.
Finally, one of the Don's guards turns up. As we followed him into Liari, we had no idea what was about to unfold.
Come.
I'm in Karachi with Sabine, our fixer. We're being taken to meet one of the most wanted men in the city, Uzair Baloch, the leader of the Baloches in Liari, who the police claim has committed 25 murders.
How dangerous is this place for us?
It's a very dangerous area. It's even for people like me, who is a local, it's a very dangerous area.
Entering Liari feels like entering a different country, not
I need a new
different
chair,
part of the
man.
city. And despite our low profile, we clearly stand out.
There's a guy there, he's got a sniper's rifle and a scope.
These are his guards.
With a whole baby.
As we arrive, we spot Uzair Baloch. He's clearly armed and surrounded by his bodyguards. We're then told to meet him at his home.
It's quite different from
Dang!
most houses we've been.
Oh man. Bro just walked down a clay alleyway. Into a random door. Into a day spa. Like what the?
It's quite different from
Yo. Y'all see that? High ceiling, arc hallways, pool in the middle of the.
most houses we've been to. I've been.
Is that that's a pool, right? Yeah, that's a pool.
Very nice swimming pool.
Double door,
Assalamualaikum, Uzair
not a courtyard.
साहब कैसे हैं? खैरियत से हैं? Assalamualaikum हबीब साहब, खैरियत से हैं? ठीक-ठाक हैं?
Assalamualaikum, hello.
Was Kemp, Uzair Baloch.
That's insane. I'm not gonna lie, man. I've always wanted like a crib like that, like where it's unassuming. You would never guess what's inside. It looked like bogus on the outside.
Let's talk about the accusations of criminality,
Surrounded by all his wives.
if I may. If I speak to the police chief here, he will accuse you of being a criminal mastermind, the Don of Liari, a man that controls the area with fear. How do you answer the accusations that you are, in a way, a mafia boss and control the people of Liari?
99% पुलिस अफसरान करप्ट है पाकिस्तान का, वो पैसे के लिए कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। तो इसी तरीके से ये बेचारे जब हमारे खिलाफ बोलते हैं ना, फिर कुर्सी में बैठ सकते हैं। जब हमारे खिलाफ नहीं।
My bad. I wasn't expecting that, guys. Let me go back. I wasn't ready for that.
बोलेंगे वो पैसे के लिए
99
कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। तो इसी तरीके से ये बेचारे जब हमारे खिलाफ बोलते हैं ना, फिर कुर्सी में बैठ सकते हैं। जब हमारे खिलाफ नहीं बोलेंगे तो फिर कुर्सी से हटाएंगे।
What I'm asking is that you know, the accusation is that you're a criminal, and I want you to hear. I want to hear from your lips that you're not.
हमने कोई गलत काम नहीं किया, ना किसी को मारा है, ना कहीं पुलिस मुकाबला किया, ना कहीं किडनैपिंग किया। ये सारे जो है झूठे केस हैं। हम लोग बलोच जो है कत्ल माफ नहीं करते हैं। हम लोग के एक सिस्टम है कि खून का बदला खून है। एमक्यूएम हमेशा
An eye for an eye.
कलाशन वाला बात करता है। हम लाजिम अगर उसने किसी ने मेरा बाप को मारा है तो मैं भी उसको मारूंगा या उसके बाप को मारूंगा।
The two reasons that I've been told that MQM want to control Liari is because they want the votes and because of its proximity to the ports.
कि बेसिकली इन लोगों का प्रोग्राम ही यही है कि जब लियारी हमें मिल जाएगा, हमें पूरा कराची मिल जाएगा। जब लियारी मिल जाएगा तो उनको पोर्ट भी मिल जाएगा। तो इस वजह से लियारी वालों को मार पीट के दबाएं।
At personal risk to himself,
He moving like the
Uzair
president.
decides to take us on the streets for a walkabout.
More handshakes than the Queen. See, I find it very hard to believe with this kind of following that that MQM are ever going to get a foothold in here.
The people here are ethnic Baloches who have been in this region for centuries. They resent the Muhajirs from the MQM, refugees who only arrived 70 years ago after the partition.
सर हमारे ऊपर जुल्म हो रहा है क्या बात है कि हमारे दादा परदादा 200-500 साल से यहाँ बैठे हैं ये एमक्यू वाले कल आके इनको हम लोगों ने पनाह दिया अल्लाह के नाम पे आज हमको दहशतगर्द बोलते हैं हमें इंतजाम चाहिए हमें जिए दो या एक बम मारो खत्म करो सबको खत्म
Well, I wish good luck with you, yeah? Thank you.
थैंक यू सर
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Passionate.
Yeah, Rose is looking like, what you want me to do about it? I'm just...
लोग बहुत तकलीफ में इधर कोई हमारा दुख दर्द नहीं समझ सकता है
But
No one.
Liari's most recent battle wasn't with MQM, it was with the police just a week ago.
वहाँ पर पुलिस ने जब शेलिंग की फायरिंग की लोग के पास जो है दूरबीन वाली स्नाइपर गने थी जो निशाना करके जो है नौजवानों को शहीद कर रहे थे
So you can see up here,
Damn.
you can see their bullet holes. And they're 7.6 by the looks of it. It's pretty obvious, isn't it, that if it can do that to concrete, what it does to flesh.
और वो एक्सपायर होगा उसका खून भी पड़ा हुआ है तो उसी टाइम वो एक्सपायर हो गया
There's bullets. Well, the rounds have gone into the wall up here, up there. See up there? So pretty indiscriminate, and it's not surprising that so many people get caught in the crossfire.
One young Baloch is prepared to show us his battle scars.
Today, buddy. The bullet is still stuck in his leg.
How are you feeling now?
जवान है लियारी वाला हम लोग नहीं डरते हैं भाई
Uzair is clearly seen by the Baloches as the savior of Liari. Despite being wanted for an alleged 25 murders, his political ambitions are upsetting his political opponents who wish to take control of the district.
ये अभी मैसेज है मीडिया का हमारे पास मीडिया के दोस्त हैं कि आपके सर की कीमत मुकर्रर की जा रही है इसको जिंदा या मुर्दा गिरफ्तार करें इनाम मुकर्रर करने के लिए मुझे बॉन्ड किया जा रहा है
He got a bag on his head and everything.
So what is the bounty for someone to capture you?
वो तकरीबन उस टाइम पे 3 लाख रुपए था ये
Hey Siri. How much is 300,000 rupees?
300,000 Indian rupees is $3,623.63.
Wow.
सारा इन लोगों का ऑफिसर का या वजीर
$3,500
इनका मिली भगत से होता है ये सारे मामला
And if they killed you, what would be the reaction here?
To these people, this man is a modern-day Robin Hood. And like that hero, there is a price on his head. However, his hero status came under question when a raid by government forces revealed a network of torture chambers on Uzair's territory. As we go back to Uzair's house, a firefight erupts in the surrounding streets.
Okay, them things get to whizzing by you. All I heard was.
That was over our heads, yeah? Just head around, come right over our nuts. Exposed on the roof, the crew and I decide to take cover.
Let's go down the spiral staircase. Firing the Bren gun. Hey Siri. What is a Bren gun?
Okay, I found this on the web for what is a brim gun. Check it out.
A light machine gun. Nah, I need to see it. Ah, okay. It's one of those. Got it. Sokolvetskiller.
There's a lot of firing taking place in Liari right now. People are very scared inside Liari. The residents of Liari are very scared. They're confined to their house.
Basically, the news has just come on that the police have surrounded the house that we're in now. Shots have been fired, and that one person has been injured, though. We haven't seen anybody hurt.
We suspect the police have taken action against Uzair after being informed that he's just taken a walkabout with a Western film crew.
At the moment, what the guys are hearing
Oh man, look what you done started, Rose.
through their contacts inside the police is that it would suit them. Hello, there's a good light. There's a light.
The lights gone?
Then the power is cut.
Hey, yo, hold the phone. Wait a minute. You are in the middle of an ambush? What?
Obviously, on me. Yeah, can you see me? Oh, there we go. Lights back on. The lights just went off then. Just waiting for the police to storm through the doors, then we'll flash grenades.
For the time being, we're stuck with.
And they come out with some tea. I don't think this is a tea moment, is it? Is this a tea moment? Jeez.
There we are. And I'm beginning to understand what it's like for the people of Liari.
Apparently it is.
Who are caught in the middle of this divided city.
Send her It's now 7:15. I know. We would like to leave here by 7 o'clock.
I just ask quick my people what's going on, you know.
Can we get out of here?
At the moment, coming through on the news, the local news, is that the police have blocked off all exits out of Liari. So basically, we have to juggle, staying here and trying to get out of here at night, which can be dangerous just on its own without the situation that we're already in.
Yo. This might be the craziest situation I've ever seen Rose in.
Or we risk going out in daylight and being confronted by the police, losing our film, possibly getting arrested, or even possibly being shot at.
We make the decision to leave Uzair's house. His men will attempt to smuggle us out of Liari.
These are how close the police were to where we are now. So the building we are in is just over there. So, literally 7 flats away.
.762 biggest, they knocking the lungs out. It's crazy.
Well, we're out of Liari in one piece. Whether we were the catalyst for the police to come in there and start firing, I don't know. But once they did start firing, it was definitely indiscriminate. We've been told by independents that Uzair Baloch's security did in fact return fire.
Allegedly, this particular police unit that go into Liari are in the pockets of a different political party who want to get into Liari to gain control of it for its votes. From what I've seen today, I think that's going to be rather difficult because the fervour and the passion inside those people for that man was quite extraordinary. Since I've been in Karachi, I've realised that despite appearances to the contrary, I'm in one of the most complicated and violent cities in the world. For many, being caught in the crossfire is a way of life. Someone who's trying to stop the violence is Shafuddin Memon. He's the official advisor to the Home Minister.
You only giving them 8 minutes.
Understands the fine balance of power in this city. What about the connection between the political parties and the target killings and criminal gangs?
See, let me tell you this now. These, the criminals which are involved into target killings, obviously the impression does come in, okay, this is a fight between the parties, but it's actually not, because these are the gangs which are in the shape of mafias, land grabbers, mafias dealing into illegal weapons, drug extortion, you can name it, and they are behind it. And so they are obviously wanting to destabilize the city.
There's just been the recent breakout of 300-odd Taliban fighters from a prison in the north. And to do that, they had RPGs, they had AK-47s, they had military weapons. Why are there so many guns in this city and this country?
Obviously, see, we have an issue over here in which the weapons have been smuggled in the major cities of the country, not in Karachi only, it's all over. And so all these terrorist groups which are operating over here, and the gangs, and they are getting all kind of weapons out here. So
people say to me that the police here are totally outgunned. Is that true?
Well, there are, in the city of Karachi, there's one of the pockets where we went for operation. The weapons which are used, the police didn't have those kind of weapons. So we have planned out a de-weaponization plan in which we are going to go forward and de-weaponize not just Karachi, but the whole country. You look at this country, the kind of people around here, they are intelligent.
That's wishful thinking, my boy. I don't think that happened.
They're hardworking. Majority of these people are peaceful. I mean, they want peace in the country. They want peace in the city. And I feel that the people over here are looking up to the international community also for support. Because we look at our conditions over here. 1/3 population is below poverty line. That means a family gets one meal a day. Now, that's not on. So they need jobs, they need education, they need health facilities. We need support. We need people to come forward.
You talk a good talk, man.
And this country is a very important country for, if you look at it geographically, if you see it is the way it's positioned, you need to have a stable Pakistan. And that is the safety of everyone.
Until that day comes, blood will continue to flow on the streets of Karachi. It's my last day, and I'm called back to Liari. A young man called Aman Ullah was found in a sack in an Urdu area of the city yesterday. He's a Baloch, he's from here. Clearly, everyone believes that it was an ethnic killing. There's no other reason. He was not affiliated to any criminal gang. We're on our way to his house, where the women of the family are grieving over his body.
This is all the women of the family, of one family? We're gonna go like this, bro. I already know what's in here.
And the basic screams and the wails are saying this, you know, who are the murderers? Who are these people? Why do they want to kill our children? Why do they want to kill our children?
with his family. There's a very young man who's lost his life for no reason whatsoever.
The women mourn the death of Uman Allah for 24 hours. Then his body is taken by the men, who then pass him hand to hand so that everyone can pay their respects.
It's covered. It's covered.
The young man behind me is draped in the flag of the PPP. That's the party that the Baloch people here have traditionally supported. And not only was this young man strangled to death last night, another body of a young Baloch man from this community who was kidnapped 3 days ago, his body was found. It'd been hacked into 3 different sections, and they've already buried his body. And we've just heard that another young Baloch man, his body has just turned up. So that's 3 young men that have been killed from this community in the last 24 hours. The last time that happened was last year. 5 young Baloch men were kidnapped, tortured, and their bodies turned up in bags all over the city. And the violence that erupted because of that claimed the lives of over 550 people.
It's really warfare over there, man. This is years ago, though, but still. That reminds me of Florida. You see this in Florida all the time.
The cycle of violence here shows no sign of stopping. If Karachi is to realise its full potential, then the political parties here have to stop using ethnic divisions for their own personal gain. Also, much of the blame for the corruption, the lack of services and the violence can be laid at the feet of the parties. Their power is such that recently they closed this city for 7 days, costing the country $700 million, which it can ill afford to lose. By far, the majority of people I've met here are decent, honest, friendly, and hard-working. Quite frankly, they deserve better.
I think this is about to end, right? Yeah, TLO, leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification bells. That's crazy, man. Rose Kemp, I'm gone.